Hello. Let me talk to you briefly about Daniel. So Daniel is in his mid-30s. He lives in the northwest of England, just outside of Manchester. He's married to a lovely girl called Heather. And this year has been the best year of his life. It's nothing to do with that delightful afternoon tea he had, but he got the keys to his first property. And the curious thing was that he didn't thank his mum or his dad. He didn't thank his bank or his mortgage broker. As you can see from this tweet, he thanked Money Dashboard. And for the 4 minutes that I have, I'm going to tell you how we help thousands of Daniels every day. I'm going to tell you how we're going to reach and serve millions of Daniels by 2020. And I'm also going to talk a bit about how we make money, because the judges are judging me on that. So how do we help people manage their money? How do we help people like Daniel? Well, for every Daniel, there's actually 10 people that are struggling, that is just about making things, just about managing their household budget. And in fact, there's 16 million people in the UK that have less than £100 in saving. I've been there, sort of living effectively hand to mouth. I do work at a startup. And so the week before payday, you kind of have to kind of pare back and think, all right, what do we need to sort of pull back on here? And that's the experience for a lot of people. And there's nowhere for this big group to turn to. Long gone are the days of having a bank manager relationship, the opportunity for an IFA to give advice. That's out of reach for the majority of people. So people turn to Excel, or they turn to pen and paper, or more commonly, they bury their head in the sand. And that's what we want to do. That's the gap that we want to fill. We want to empower people to make better financial decisions by giving them an incredible money management app that takes the hassle out of budgeting. And we kind of position this as this is a free financial assistant that you can take around everywhere with you. But despite the fact that we are serving 130,000 consumers today, we know we're just scratching the surface. In the US, millions upon millions, tens of millions of people use this service. But in Europe, we've been a lot slower to adopt these kind of technologies. That's all going to change. Regulation is coming. I'm sure many of you will be familiar with PSD2. In the UK, that's been translated as the Open Banking Standard. And that is going to be the catalyst for us to reach millions, not tens of thousands. The reason for that, for us, is that today we have to screen scrape people's bank accounts to power the service. Understandably, some consumers feel a bit fearful of that. And when open banking is fully implemented, we'll get a direct feed of the data from the banks to Money Dashboard, which is super exciting. So we do all that for free. So how do we make money, I hear you asking? And I did click on this a minute ago, so you probably know. We create market research on UK consumer spending. Specifically, we're able to predict the revenue performance for a range of large companies that serve UK consumers. What you'll see here is some information from Next. Now, we have 170 million bank transactions in our data warehouse. And when you aggregate that and anonymize that, it creates some really, really compelling statistics on, well, predictions on revenue performance. So if we take Next, for example, the pink line is their actual reported revenue, and the blue line is the Money Dashboard predictions on what that revenue for Next would be in that period. Very, very powerful data. You can probably guess who buys this: the companies themselves, their competitors, and the fund managers that invest in those businesses. The average contract value is punchy. We charge $60,000 a year for that, and that's a model that will scale. So that becomes about $500,000 per annum per contract when we reach scale, when we get to 1 million users. So to summarize our business model really simply, there's 3 parts to this. We acquire users, we anonymize and enrich that data, and then we monetize that data. The unit economics are proven. We've been at this game for a number of years. We know this is true. We're also doubling our revenue every single year. We're growing very, very fast, and we're on the path to be cash flow positive by the end of 2017. I'll leave you with one thought from the prophet, Bill Gates. So 25 years ago, Bill Gates said that banking is necessary, banks are not. And perhaps at other fintech conferences or other tech conferences, you've seen that brilliant slide that says, Uber is the world's biggest taxi company, but it doesn't own a single vehicle. Facebook is the world's most powerful media organization, yet it doesn't produce any content. And Airbnb is the world's largest accommodation provider, yet it doesn't own a single property. Wouldn't it be great, and I know there's some banks here, but wouldn't it be great if Money Dashboard could provide the best banking experience yet not be a bank. Why do we think we'll succeed? Well, we've got a powerful brand. BBH, one of the world's best advertising agencies, is a shareholder. We have got very powerful tech. Again, apologies, banks, but we're better than banks at using bank data. We've got powerful products. It's a product that people love. It's making a difference in people's lives, and it improves every single 2 weeks. We have a new release. It's constantly iterating, constantly improving. And importantly, we have firepower. We've raised something in the region of £10 million in equity financing. We've got supportive investors that are going to help us in this new, exciting phase of growth. Thank you very much.